Welcome to CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Following directives of the Adamawa State House of Assembly, the acting chief of the state, Ambrose Mamadi, has approved the appointment of a 7-man panel to investigate allegations of gross financial misconduct leveled against Governor Murtala Nyako and his deputy Balangi Larry. The panel has been given 7 days from the day of swearing-in to investigate the allegations of financial gross misconduct against the governor and his deputy. Bubakar Gama will be leading the committee as chairman, while Laraba Hassan, Njida Kito, and Joshua Abu will serve as members. Others include Benano Eston, Saad Lawan, and Eston Gapsiso. The swearing-in date will be communicated later. If found guilty of the 20-point allegations of financial fraud and mismanagement, the lawmakers will proceed with the impeachment move on the governor and his deputy. Meanwhile, the embattled governor of Adamawa State, Murtala Nyako, has returned to the state after staying away for over 2 weeks. He asked citizens of the state to remain calm in the midst of the challenges. The governor made this comment upon his return to the state capital on Friday afternoon.
Calm down this thing. If there is any fraud in Adamawa, I'm the one to feel most concerned. And I assure you, I feel more concerned. If there is a genuine case of prosecutable offense committed in Adamawa, I will be very, very interested to know. So, I assure you that we'll find solution to this matter, I hope very, very soon indeed. And I'm happy that we don't have much external influences, and in this matter, we are the people who find a solution to our own situation.
The governor threatens to sue the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for freezing the state government account. Speaking about the impeachment move on him by the Adamawa State House of Assembly, the embattled governor said they will resolve the issue amicably.
We'll bring full forces, emotion, all the forces of reconciliation. This is not a new society. This is a society that has existed with about 87 ethnic groups. And there is no, and I'm delighted to say that since we started this crisis even in the Northeast, there is not a single Adamawa man caught in Boko Haram web. So we are a peace-loving people. We'll find solution. We'll use our kinship. We will use all the traditional institutions, the religious institutions, and the political institutions we have in the country, and the political games necessary for us to calm down the tempo.
The governor and the House of Assembly have been in the face-off on charges of financial misappropriation. The acting chief judge of the state, Ambrose Mamadi, had on Thursday dismissed all charges leveled against the House of Assembly by the governor. Nigerian troops have arrested 3 suspected female terrorists who have been secretly recruiting ladies into the female wing of the terrorist group. Defense spokesman Major General Chris Olukolade identified the suspects as Afsat Usman Bako, Zainab Idris, and Aisha Abubakar. He explained in a statement that the 3 were intercepted while traveling to Madagali, from where they were to move into Sambisa Forest to reunite with other insurgents. According to Defense Headquarters, investigations revealed that the suspects were led by Afsat Bako, the widow of a Boko Haram cell leader, Usman Bako. General Olukolade added that Afsat's link with the terrorist group had earlier been a subject of investigation in 2012 when security agents on the manhunt for her husband stormed the residence in Jimeta and recovered an AK-47 rifle and 2 loaded magazines. The military claimed that the suspects were luring ladies, especially widows and young girls, by enticing them with male suitors who were mainly Boko Haram members for marriage. They were said to be on the way to receive additional briefing from the leadership before the arrests. Meanwhile, members of the Chibok community in Borno State are seeking UN protection against what they describe as a campaign of genocide by Boko Haram. This, they say, is because of the inability of the Nigerian authorities to prevent incessant attacks in the community in spite of advance notice to security forces. The Chibok community also wants the government to enter into dialogue with Boko Haram with a view to securing the release of the 219 schoolgirls abducted more than 80 days ago.
Chibok community in Borno State was relatively unknown before Boko Haram elements abducted hundreds of schoolgirls in April this year. But now, it's regularly in the news as a result of the campaign to get the girls back from captivity. Also, it has in recent times attracted more interest from Boko Haram, according to community leaders. They say that insurgents have killed more than 200 people in at least 15 attacks on their villages. The community members are now convinced that the Nigerian authorities cannot protect them and are seeking outside help.
As a matter of urgency, we wish to alert the general public and the international community that after the attack of 4 villages of Kautikari, Nguradina, Kwadakomtiahi, and Kakilmari on Sunday, 29th June 2014, which recorded 105 deaths, the residents of Kautikari have received what the Boko Haram sect termed final notice to attack Kautikari again by advising residents to vacate the village or face total annihilation of their next attack, which has been promptly reported to the security agencies. With this development, the Chibok nation wish to categorically state that the inability or unwillingness of the federal government to provide adequate security to the Chibok, that is Kibaku nation, following the abduction of the girls leaves us with no option than to call on the United Nations to use its apparatus to come to our aid and protect us from the imminent annihilation as a people.
On the abducted girls, the community leaders say at least 7 parents of the missing girls have died from heart attack. The way out for them is for the government to dialogue with the insurgent.
The federal government should go into immediate negotiation with the Boko Haram sect with a view to securing the safe release of the girls. 2, immediate establishment of a rehabilitation center in Chibok to address psychological, medical, and traumatic effects of the abduction on parents, escaped and yet to be rescued girls, and the Chibok community. 3, reconstruct government secondary school Chibok and build another secondary school within Chibok community, considering the huge number of over 500 students in one class.
Other demands is for the army to station a battalion in the town. And with a rise in the number of internally displaced persons, the community wants the Borno State and the federal government to provide more relief materials for the people.
The FCT Minister Bala Mohammed has directed the 6 area councils in the territory to register all aliens in their respective areas. This is contained in a statement issued on Friday in Abuja by Nosiko Ugboye, the Special Assistant on Media to the Minister. The statement says Mohammed directed that the exercise should be conducted in conjunction with officials of the Nigerian Immigration Services. The statement says that the minister, who gave the directive during an enlarged security meeting of the FCT, reviewed the security situation in Abuja. He ensured that the FCT administration was liaising with appropriate security agencies to reopen the MF shopping plaza that was attacked on June 25. The Senate has now empowered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to determine whether to adopt electronic voting for future elections. This was after senators successfully amended the 2010 Electoral Act. The amendment also provided for tenure of office of secretary and also grants the commission the power to duplicate voters' card. Until now, the Electoral Act was not specific on the tenure of INEC secretary, but federal lawmakers have now introduced a renewable 4-year tenure. The Act also grants the Commission 60 days to process transfer of voters or issue duplicate voters' card. Reactions have been trailing the proposed creation of 18 states endorsed by the National Conference in Nigeria. A legal practitioner, Lekwan Labi, condemns the action by the National Conference, saying they do not have the power to create states.
The power to create state squarely lies in the National Assembly. I believe that the creation of state is not our need now. Our need is how to make the state that you have already had to be viable, so that the state will not go to Abuja every month at the end of the month to collect their peanut to run the state. And I believe that the purpose of the creation of state is to serve as a conduit pipe for the satellite of the concentration of power to manipulate the resources of the state.
Achikechu, the public affairs analyst, also believes that the creation of states is not what Nigeria needs now.
I think that the National Assembly is not in sync with reality, and they are not in sync with the mood of the nation, and they are also not in sync with what would appear to be the groundswell of opinion in the country. So I do not think it's a very good position taken by the National Conference. It just clearly tells you that some of these people are not in sync with the rest of the country, and like I said, the mood of the nation.
Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation Hope Uzodimma says the decision to shut down the airport in Abuja for maintenance is not a unilateral one. He told journalists shortly after a meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan that the airport's runway is in a poor state.
For obvious safety reasons, we have some potholes that are already seen as serious hazards. And don't forget, that is the only runway that lands our president, that lands all the VIPs, all the investors coming into the country. So, and the last time there was a technical audit by FAA in keeping with the international regulations, and the open items in the punch list, prominent among them was the Abuja runway. So we now did this a series of meetings with the Minister of Aviation, with airlines, and agreed that from 12 o'clock on Saturday midnight to Sunday, that Julius Berger will take that time to repair the runway and make it navigable.
In the spirit of giving this Ramadan, Governor-elect Ekiti State Adele Fayose distributes food items to Muslims across the 16 local government areas in the state. Rashid was there.
As Ramadan continues, the governor-elect in Ekiti State, Adele Fayose, has used the period to show kindness to Muslim faithfuls across the state. While presenting the food items to the Grand Imam of Ekiti State in Ado-Ekiti, the deputy governor-elect, Olushola Eleka, says the gesture is Fayose's demonstration of love for the masses without religious sentiment.
Ramadan season is a very important season for the Muslim brothers. In every season, whether for Muslims or Christians, we are all there to support them. It's just a demonstration of love, right, and support for our Muslim brothers this time around. It's not the quantity that matters, but the act. The act shows a demonstration of love. And the fact that he shows concern, is concerned about it.
While commenting on the gesture, Islamic cleric Lukman Abdurrahim says Fayose knows the reward in giving alms during Ramadan.
The newly elected governor in Ekiti State did during the month of Ramadan. He may not be Muslim, but he showed the love to Muslim by distributing provisions, the food, to the Muslims. Doing this, the reward shall be daring. And I pray God Almighty Allah will reward him and every one of us.
The Muslim community thanked Fayose for his kind gesture, saying it's a sign of better things to come for Ekiti State.
If something is good, another you can call it than good. Somebody that just elected and have the interest of the Muslim in mind, to say that they gave us something, in this Ramadan, it was wonderful. Actually, he had been doing it before. I know he'll be doing it more.
Muslim faithfuls are enjoined to give alms and be kind to all during this Ramadan period so as to get maximum reward of the month of forgiveness. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
Stay with us for more stories after this break.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 01453-3407.
Our 24-hour news station. You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Andy Coulson, a former top aide to British Prime Minister David Cameron, was sentenced to jail for 18 months for his role in the phone hacking scandal that brought down Rupert Murdoch's News of the World tablet. A judge at the Old Bailey Court in London sentenced Coulson, the newspaper's former editor, after he was found guilty of conspiracy to intercept voicemails on June 24, following a marathon 8-month trial. The four had all earlier pleaded guilty to phone hacking. Cameron was last week forced to make an embarrassing public apology after the conviction of Coulson, who was his communications director from 2007 until his resignation in 2011. Veteran entertainer Rolf Harris, a household name in Britain and Australia for decades, was on Friday jailed for 5 years and 9 months by a judge in London for a string of sexual assaults against girls and young women. The 84-year-old Australian-born television star, artist and songwriter was found guilty earlier this week of indecent assault against 4 victims between 1968 and 1986, including the best friend of his daughter, Bindi. Harris was the second person to be convicted under a wide-range police investigation set up after allegations that a fellow BBC television star, Jimmy Savile, was a prolific abuser. Harris, wearing a multicolored tie, grey suit and white shirt, showed no emotion as he heard the sentence that could see him die in prison, even if he is only likely to serve half of his sentence. Harris has been a popular figure on British television screens for decades. He painted an 80th birthday portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, took part in a Diamond Jubilee celebrations last year, and has both Britain and Australia, the Crown Prosecution Service. And that's it on CoreTV News this hour. Join us again at the top of the hour for more stories. I'm Nifemi Okuntoye.